Hi, my name's Justin Latimer, and I'm going to show you a Total War replay, and this is a team battle. I was playing with an ally whose name was King Edward, and this night when I was on playing, he had won all of our battles against each other, and he decided that he wanted to do a team battle with me, so I was quite willing to oblige him, as he is a really good player, and this is what resulted. So we have a really odd alliance. I am playing as the Turks, and my ally King Edward is playing as the Russians. Can you imagine that? The Russians and the Turks working together. He's brought 2 trebuchet. He's brought some Cossacks for his light cavalry missile component. And for his infantry, he's brought better Dutch axemen. Very useful shock infantry. And they're backed up with woodsmen. He's also brought more Cossacks. And the Cossacks will prove to be quite useful here, as they're very fast, and they're able to support with arrows, screen the advance of the army. He also has a general's bodyguard here. So there's King Edward, King of the Rus. I never knew that the Russians had a King Edward, but they do here. He also has some flags with nothing there. I don't know what's up with that. I think that's a glitch. And now I'll show you my army. I have brought some Safahi, heavy cavalry, missile cavalry. Very useful. And they're also with my general. And my general is an elite bodyguard unit. They can be a little bit pricey. They cost around 1,000 florins. But I tend to prefer them over the early bodyguard units. Very cool looking armor. Islamic splint mail, it's sometimes called. It's a mix of plate and mail. Very, very good armor. I deployed on this hill over here, and I've got quite a position. I have 2 Janissary musketeers, 2 Janissary archers, and 4 units of dismounted Safahi lancers. I've also brought an additional 2 Safahi. My cavalry gamble in this battle is that I would wrap my heavy cavalry and my missile cavalry into one unit, and that would be the Safahi. I brought a rather small elite army to this battle, and I have reasons for that. This battle map is Scorpion's Paradise. I'm quite fond of it, and my ally King Edward is also very fond of it. Our opponents are the Spanish and the Byzantines. It makes sense to have the Byzantines here, as they're one of my natural rivals. But it's unusual that one of the Byzantines' natural allies is allied with the Byzantines' most hated enemy, the Turks. And I have no idea what Spain's doing here. I would like to point out, though, that Spain is a good faction to bring against either the Turks or Russia. And the reason why I would say that is because the Turks get these Janissary musketeers, and Russia gets Cossack musketeers, which are both very good. What I'm doing right now is I'm reinforcing my allies' position here with my army. And I'm shooting at the Spanish. If the enemy attacks us here, we will be able to repel that attack very well. And my opponent has gone on the offensive right off the bat, so I'm going to go on the defensive. I'm also sending out my Safahi to outflank our opponent and get some missiles into this. Naturally, I'm shooting at the Byzantines instead of the Spanish because I left these guys on fire at will, and They're just doing what their hearts tell them. And our Spanish opponent has been damaged quite a bit by my ally, King Edward. He doesn't have as many muskets as he used to, 14 in this unit, 34 in this one. Our opponent, playing as the Spanish minecraftplaja, he has also brought a modern sort of army with pikemen and dismounted conquistadors and musketeers. He's also brought some artillery. Basilisk, very good weapon. His general's bodyguard is back here. I've moved my men now, I've changed position. I'm now supporting the bulk of my allies' army. I'm no longer within range of the enemy though, so I'm going to reposition myself. And what I plan on doing is going into the mountains and trying to get around the enemy's back. With the basilisks that they have, the enemy has a ranged advantage. They also have 2 trebuchets. I do not want to attack those head-on. I want to attack around the side or the back. Also, my Sipahi are able to screen the advance. Our opponent has brought some conquistadors, very good heavy cavalry. He attacks my Sipahis, I will counterattack with all of my cavalry. They are now wavering, they are now fighting to the death, and they are running. I stopped my Janissaries so they could fire. My allies' Cossacks are also firing. So the enemy conquistadors have marched into a hail of fire, and it has not worked out good for them. My Sipahis are down to 31, so they still have quite a few men left remaining. The other unit has 34. "24 in this unit, so that one took quite a few casualties. "29 in this one. This unit is also winded already, so that's not good. My ally has already got around the Spanish back, and he is skirmishing with his Cossacks. And although Cossacks are very light horse archers, and often underestimated, he's done quite a bit of damage to the Spanish general's bodyguard. They're also quicker than the enemy's bodyguard, so my opponent will not be able to catch my allies' cavalry. Seeing that he's gotten ahead of me though, I'm going to rush my army forward to assist. And I'm going to be able to contribute some arrows into this battle as well. I believe that Cossacks are representative of early Russian Cossacks, but not only that, they would also be representative of Asian tribes that would fight with the Russians, which would include the Kalmucks and the Cossacks, of course. And of course, they're called Cossacks, so it would not be unreasonable to assume that they are in fact Cossacks. It was also common for the Pechenegs to fight with the Russians. So my allies' cavalry has advanced ahead of our army. My infantry is in front of his infantry. My ally has invested in shock infantry, so he will bring a lot of shock infantry to our battle, and I will use more defensive infantry. I have a very missile-heavy army, Janissary archers and Janissary musketeers. I need to find a good position to use those, and the position I want to use is this hill over here, where my Russian ally and the Byzantines are fighting. Some of his Cossacks have escaped from that battle. I had some of my Janissary archers and some of my Janissary musketeers stop to get off a few volleys. Might as well if you're advancing this far and you haven't done a lot of attacking. My ally and me didn't even talk about getting around the enemy's back. It's just something that we both decided to do. So I think my ally here is a really good ally. He knows what to do. His general's bodyguard is around here with my bodyguard. You can see his has a bit more blood on him than mine does. Mine hasn't really been plunged into any fights yet. Most of my fights being skirmishes. With the exception of earlier fighting against the conquistadors. So my ally is fighting against the Byzantines with his Tsar's Guard. The balance is equally matched. The flags that were hidden at the beginning of the battle were probably these guys, hidden in ambush,
we must act now.
Waiting for an opportunity to ambush these enemies of ours. They're doing quite a bit of damage, so I would say that his ambush has been quite effective. Our enemies have deployed on this hill, opposite of the one I'm taking. And now that I have this hill, I will be able to open fire on the enemy. And my musketeers will attempt to blast these guys into oblivion. My archers are also able to support. My ally is going to plunge straight into the attack. The enemy can fire with their trebuchet, but they're firing over this hill. They cannot actually see my army. That will probably affect their accuracy. My barrage is being supported by my allies' Cossack musketeers. They're in loose formation, which is good for their longevity. I do not have my men in loose formation, or I think I do now. My ally is attempting to surround the enemy with his shock troops. I'm supporting this flank of his with my Sipahi cavalry. He's now engaging the enemy. This unit of the Byzantines is routing. Unfortunately, my ally is getting outflanked by these dismounted conquistadors. I am supporting with missile fire. I'm also going to send in a cavalry charge. My men are shaken. One unit of my Sipahi routes. I'm going to pull the other one back. This unit of dismounted Byzantine lancers routes against my allies' woodsmen. I'm going to advance my Sipahi Lancers, dismounted Sipahi Lancers, and send them into the fight to help my ally out. Defeat seems certain for the majority of his troops, so bolstering his flanks should be able to help. I'm going to hit these dismounted conquistadors in the flank.
They lose their will to fight.
Our opponent just hit his own men with some of his artillery. Defeat seems to be a distinct possibility. The balance of forces is equal. I'm going to send my Sipahis in, plunge them in at an opportune moment, along with my general. Victory seems certain. Victory is a distinct possibility. So the conquistadors are under a lot of pressure now from the Turks and the Russians. I'm going to retreat my Sipahi. I do not like the way this battle is going. And I'm going to try to lead an attack against my opponent's trebuchet. Tired of losing very valuable musketeers to its barrage. I'm also pulling back my dismounted Sipahi Lancers. As I cannot risk losing my spearmen to superior infantry. Except I guess this guy really made friends with the Russians.
Men are under attack. We need to act.
I'm massing my cavalry for a charge, and here we go. I'm dedicating to the charge now. You can see the enemy archers have done quite a bit of damage to me. I should be able to use his trebuchet to protect against some of his missiles. Do not like the way this battle is going though, so I pull out and one of my units of Sipahi routes. I decide to instead charge against the Spanish cannon. And very quickly I will take this out of order.
We must pray they lose their will to fight.
I'm going to leave it alone though. There's only one man left. He cannot run the basilisk by himself.
Men are under attack. We need to act.
A lot of my Sipahi have routed, unfortunately. I'm going to get another charge against the trebuchet. Then I decide to leave it alone. So my ally and me are left to try to blast the Byzantines and Spanish off the top of that hill. With my long-range archers and my long-range musketeers, I can present quite an impressive barrage. I'm also going to pull back my spearmen. I want to leave them in reserve. Some of my Sipahi are routing.
We must.
As always, you should play to the strength of your army, and for me, that is missiles. As you can see, my opponent has quite a few missiles of his own, Byzantine guard archers. So this is sort of a Napoleonic era battle. take a
Men
look
are
at
under
our...
attack. We must act now.
Oh, my enemy has invested in Trebizond archers and some Byzantine guard archers. Trebizond archers can be a surprising killer. They have 9 attack, which is the exact same as the Byzantine guard archers. Our opponent has also brought a ton of archers, and there are still quite a few of them left. If we could have hit the opponent from the back, that could have won the battle a lot quicker for us. Fortunately, some of his Byzantine guard archers are out of ammo now. The Spanish opponent has been greatly reduced in number. He has 46 pikemen here, 23 dismounted conquistadors, 11 dismounted conquistadors, and 32 over here. They're still very good at infantry though, and I don't have anything that can counter that all that well. His general is also still alive, except for now.
Now the serpent's head has been cut off. The tail is sure to wither.
I'm pretty sure that a trebuchet killed him. So he was killed by his own ally. Isn't that interesting?
Allah have mercy. We have lost half of our men.
My ally is harassing the enemy with his general's bodyguard. As you can see, it's quite bruised up and covered in blood. So he's made good use of it. And he was fighting against Arctic Anomaly's Cataphractoi. Arctic Anomaly actually has a channel of his own. I was not able to find it. But if you do know where it is, or you do happen to find it, please let me know. I really wish my cavalry would have held up better than it did. You can see here my allies' Cossack musketeers are holding up really well. Some of the enemy Trebizond archers are routing now. Cossack musketeers and Janissary musketeers have the longest range and the most attack of any missile unit in the game. So that makes them quite handy. Also, these guys look awesome. My Janissary archers have now run out of ammo. They're now down to their spears. Or not spears, but knives. Although they're only armed with knives, they have a really high attack of about 10, which is similar to sword attack.
Praise be to Allah! The enemy's general lies dead. Now his men can sense their doom.
My ally, King Edward, was just able to take down the Byzantine general. And a lot of Byzantine soldiers have rushed my army. They're now routing. The conquistadors will do the same. I've run out of ammo on my archers, so I decided to launch a rush on the enemy. My archers and my Sipahi lancers are going to attack what's left. My musketeers are going to continue with their barrages as they still have ammo.
Praise to Allah! You have left our enemy lost. They run like great victories are like sweet nectar. Come. Let us drink of the most rare and glorious
A lot of King Edward's troops have reformed. And so let's look at the stats now. I deployed 661 men. King Edward deployed 921. minecraftplaja deployed 971. Arctic Anomaly deployed 1071. Men lost, I lost 324. King Edward lost 639. Minecraftplaja lost 598, and Arctic Anomaly lost 984. Men remaining, I have 337 men remaining. My ally has 282 remaining. Minecraftplaja has 73, and Arctic Anomaly has 87. Enemies killed, I killed 598, captured 60. King Edward killed 864, and he captured 30. Minecraftplaja killed 324, and he captured 54. And Arctic Anomaly killed 615, and he captured 65. So both me and my ally were able to get quite a few kills for our men deployed. I lost the least men, and my ally killed the most. I also have the most men remaining. I was not able to kill as many men as Arctic Anomaly, so although he was our opponent, he was able to kill more men than me. And let's look at the stats now. Bodyguard. My bodyguard was able to kill 17. My Sipahi were able to take down 30 and 31. Two of my units of Sipahi were able to take down 19 and 22, so they didn't perform as well as the other two. Dismounted Sipahi Lancers were able to take down 10, 14, and 14, and 23. Janissary Archers were able to take down 67 and 65, so they performed well. And my Janissary Musketeers got a lot of kills with 134 and 152. Good game to my ally, he was a really good player. And good game to our opponents Minecraftplaja and Arctic Anomaly as well. I think they did really well in this battle. And it was a very long battle. It went on for quite a while. I was just glad that my small army held up as good as it did. Thank you for watching, and I'll have more videos for you soon.